Hey, welcome back. It's me, Wasabi, and we have another episode of Wasabi Has Spoken. It's a series of 5-minute videos. These videos are structured to best highlight some of the things that stand out more for each product and share my preference with each game that I play. For people who are wondering which product I prefer over another, this series is made just for that and hopefully help you narrow down your list of options. First up, we have the Superlight 2, and this goes for $159. It was released in September 2023 last year, and it weighs in at about 60 grams. The Superlight is the most iconic mouse in the gaming world, and for very good reason. A lot of esports professionals are still maining the first version of this mouse. And here we have the Atlantis Mini Pro, and this mouse goes for $91.99. It's been out sometime in June, July last year, 2023. This mouse weighs in at about 53 grams with my unit, and the Atlantis line is the first from Lamzu, so it is a very iconic mouse from them. At a glance, the design of both these mice don't stand out in any way. The Superlight 2 looks like a potato, and the Atlantis looks kinda plain. The bottom of the Atlantis though is where it wins with its unique base cutouts to reduce weight, and it makes the mouse look pretty unique. In my hand, the Superlight 2 feels a lot more solid built than the Atlantis Mini, and even the coding is much nicer quality in my opinion. Atlantis Mini side buttons are not fantastic, but it is not as bad as the mushy feeling ones you get from the Superlight 2. In this case, the side buttons of the Atlantis are a lot more tactile in comparison. For the switches between Logitech's Lightforce hybrid optical mechanical switches and Guano blue shell pink dot switches you find on the Atlantis, I'd have to go with the Superlight 2, because personally I don't mind heavier clicks on the Superlight, and having hybrid switches is pretty great for having optical switch speed with mechanical switch feel. In general, the aggressive angled sides and wide rear of the Atlantis gives you a ton of grip and control over the mouse. Between the two, holding the Atlantis feels a lot more secure and you get a lot of confidence in your grip. I cannot say that I feel much of a difference during actual use, but based on the specs, the Hero 2 sensor is the latest and most advanced sensor that is only found on the Superlight 2, and it has some insane power efficiency. There are a few people who've experienced tracking issues on a glass mousepad, so over here I have the Superlight 2 on a Razer Atlas glass mousepad, and this is just to show that the Superlight 2 does work with glass mousepads. So if you've had issues with the sensor, it probably could be one of two things. I imagine it could be something wrong with the sensor, you got a faulty unit, or there's an issue with the glass mousepad itself. The battery life on the Atlantis Mini is kinda, well, it's not the best, and you will find yourself charging it more often than other mice. The battery life on the Superlight, on the other hand, is pretty fantastic. This next part is purely based on personal preference, just to share which mouse I prefer for different scenarios. The Superlight 2 feels a lot more comfortable for day-to-day use. It's a very generic shape, and it supports your hand pretty well. So with the comfort between two mice, I'll go with the Superlight 2 for day-to-day use. For Overwatch 2, I enjoyed using the Atlantis Mini a lot because of the amount of control and grip you get out of the mouse. Honestly, I enjoyed using the Atlantis Mini a lot more than the Superlight for Overwatch 2. And the same thing for Modern Warfare, it feels like an absolute pointer with the Atlantis Mini. Not to say that the Superlight 2 is not fast, it's very fast, it's just that I have a very good grip on the Atlantis, and it felt very nice to use the mouse in this game. For Valorant, I prefer using the Superlight 2, and it's because of the clicks itself. The satisfaction you get from each click is so nice. Whenever you one-tap somebody, it feels so satisfying with these switches, and that is why I prefer using the Superlight 2 in this case. Using the Atlantis Mini on Diablo 4 did not feel so comfortable because of the way the mouse kind of forces your hand into a claw grip. You get a lot of enjoyment with these kind of games with something more of a generic shape that gives you more comfort. And in single player games like Cyberpunk, I like to take it back a little and just use a mouse that feels comfortable and has very good performance, and in this case, the Superlight 2 ticks both boxes. Though the Superlight 2 is the more expensive mouse, the quality and performance is what you're paying for. And there's no question as to why a majority of esports professionals use this as their main mouse. If I could only pick one to use for the next 2 to 3 years, I would go with the Superlight. It's a mouse that works great for a lot of people, and And of course, if you're looking for something less generic, the Atlantis Mini Pro is an excellent choice, especially for aggressive claw grip users. If you're curious to know more about either of these mice, I've done a review video of them and it goes into more detail of what you can expect from the product itself. Some things I like about it and some things I feel that can be improved. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and check out some of the other content. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.